Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? X marks the spot. Now when you get Xfinity Internet for 12 months, you can add the new Stream Saver for $15. That includes Netflix, Peacock, and Apple TV+. That's Xfinity Internet and Stream Saver for just $35 a month. All your favorites, all in one place, all for one low price. For more watching and less spending, X marks the spot. Switch to Xfinity, the network made for streaming, and bring on the good stuff.
Dion Clisso here with Preps KC in the Xfinity Studios, powered by Xfinity Internet, now with 5 to 10 times faster upload speeds. And we start our virtual media day in the Crossroads Conference, and we're actually starting with a newest member of the Crossroads Conference, Pembroke Hill. We're joined by Coach Sam Kanopic, a newest member of the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Hall of Fame. Coach, how's your offseason been, and how exciting is it to join the Crossroads Conference with teams you've been playing? So now you've got those games in your schedule now for good, and got a lot of good teams on your schedule this year.
Yeah, we're excited about our schedule in general and our team. But the big news for us is this opportunity to compete officially in the Crossroads Conference, and it's a good fit for us. You know, the last time we were in a league was going back to the fall of '03, and it was the St. Mary's was in that league, right? That's now
Yeah.
half of St. Michael's, right? So I love the connections with these schools that we have. We've been playing UA since they've started, and we hosted all their home games for years, you know, while they were kind of getting off the ground. It's been fun to see the growth at Van Horn, you know, going from that Casey Moe school, being embraced by the Independence District, and just the growth that they've had and the progress they've made. I remember back in the day with those old UA teams, and Damon Paul was coaching over there. And between the two of us, we were trying to find a stretch of grass just to play some 7-on-7 on, and we were dodging little baby trees and things like that. And to think where both of those schools are now in terms of their infrastructure and the success that UA's had, I think it's pretty cool to have seen that.
How's your summer been? What's this group look like so far this year?
Yeah, we've got a fun group. We've got a big senior class, which my experience is kind of the proofs in the pudding there. With numbers of your senior class, a lot of times correlates to what may be viewed as success on the field on a Friday night. These guys have talent. They've got some size. We're excited about this senior group. And just because of the dynamics of the team structure the last few years, like coming out of COVID, we put a lot on this bunch's shoulders, even as early as their freshman year. So, these 12 guys coming in have played a lot of football, and we're excited to see them finish out on a good note.
Well, besides the Crossroads, you got Southeast, which is back by itself again. Kansas City Central's on its own. Holden, which is a good Class 2 program, and then Kip Legacy, which is really, last year was their first year. That's going to be a good one too.
So, I was talking about you at the origin of UA and this, that, in the last 20 years. I've also been really impressed with the growth of the IL in the KCMO schools. I mean, and of course Lincoln is that shining star, and they've done an awesome job over there. But those schools like Southeast and Central and the old Westport, Northeast, those guys were grinding, and to see them still put that out there as opportunity for kids and doing well. We scrimmaged with Central this morning, and Kip we saw a few weeks ago, and then we worked with them a little bit last year. Michael Cobbins over at Kip and Michael Kleiss at Central now. I'm just really impressed with the caliber of coaching that league's that school district is bringing in, and I'm excited about Southeast being on their own again. They should be. They got a proud tradition over there.
Is there any one group that's really taken, like position side of the ball that has really taken the big step forward, either surprised you or you just like the way they've competed this summer?
Yeah. So we have to, we have to kind of mix up that mojo juice every summer, trying to figure out, okay, what's this roster lineup going to look like? Who's going to get promoted from fullback and tight end to offensive tackle and guard, and which kids in the defensive backfield are we going to be moving closer to the football because they're a year bigger, and that's just kind of the nature of coaching at a school our size, or at least the way we do it. And so every year kind of brings some surprises, just like you said. And, we're really excited about our linebacking core for sure. Xavier May has been playing a lot of football for us the last several seasons. He plays tailback for us. He's playing, I think, his freshman and maybe part of his sophomore year, we had him taking some quarterback snaps. I think he's played every position in the defensive backfield. And this spring, maybe I think it was towards the end of his junior season, we ended up moving him even inside the box as an inside linebacker, and we just went ahead and pulled that plug this year. And he's going to play some Mike for us, and he's excited. He's excited about it. He's going to be joined by an underclassman there, Jack Wallard, as a junior. Played a lot of linebacker for us, and Jack's a kid that he's been playing fullback and inside linebacker for us, but we're looking at him on the offensive line this summer, and he's embracing it and doing a great job. He's going to be joined up front with some seniors with a lot of experience there, including Anawat Chantramarkal, Ash Garrison, Hunter Moody, Matthew Newbold, Daniel Young, and we got some underclassmen kids that are going to be fighting for some spots and got some clock on the offensive line last year. Oliver Nelson, and Jonathan Beaver, and those guys are also going to be those two guys, Nelson and Beaver, are going to be incoming sophomores, and they're going to be fighting for some spot on both sides of the football. So we're excited about them. Our tight ends are kind of exciting. We've got a senior in Braden James who had a really good season last year. Had a busy summer doing all the camp circuit and the combine circuit and all that, and a big target there for us. 6'4", 6'5", 220 plus there. We're very athletic. We're excited about Braden. And then a junior, Malik Razada, played a lot as a sophomore for us in a double tight end set. We anticipate running a lot of double tight end set again this year. And then on defense, they also both kind of play that defensive end anchor position. So, two solid kids there that we're really excited about. But I would be remiss if I didn't talk about our defensive backfield. We've got some exciting players there. Josiah Steiger, he's been off doing the summer camp circuit a lot this summer too. Very dynamic player coming from the slot position for us, also playing corner. Josh Stahl is going to be our starting quarterback, but we're going to have some fisticuffs in the coach's office trying to figure out how to keep him off the field on the defensive side. He's just one of those kids that is just a playmaker. And so if he doesn't play every snap on defense, it's the coach's fault, not his. He's one of those guys. Jack Lambert's coming back as a senior defensive back who's played a lot of snaps as a corner for us against some pretty good receivers that we've seen over the years. Aiden LeBlanc, as a senior, is going to help us out on both sides, as on the receiving side and in the defensive backfield. But we're really excited about two incoming sophomores, Elijah Ensley and Andy McDonald, both as the season progressed their freshman year, found themselves on the field quite a bit. In fact, Elijah ended up making a game-saving series of plays at the end of the season. I believe it was against Summit Christian at the end of the year that really just kind of showed his caliber of wherewithal and his ability, not just as a cover corner, but as a football player. So we're excited about these guys.
Well, Coach, it should be an exciting season. We appreciate you taking time with us.
Thanks, Dion. Appreciate everything you guys do.
Dion Clisso here with Preps KC in the Preps KC studio, powered by Xfinity Internet, now with up to 5 to 10 times faster upload speeds. As we continue our virtual media day here in the Crossroads Conference, we're joined by St. Michael coach Andrew Pitts. And Coach, another good year for you guys. You really have been building and are turning into a situation where you're a program now. You graduate seniors, guys step in and fill spots, and there's still success. What did you like about the group you had last year, and what do you like about the group you got coming back?
Oh, well, yeah, talk about last year first. A lot of great seniors, and as any head coach will say, whenever a kid's in your program for 4 years, you spend a lot of time with them, and all of our seniors gave a whole bunch to our program and really set a great standard moving forward. I'm going into my 5th year as the head coach here, and like I said, we've got a program now where um, uh, we've had a consistency with how we do things and the standards we're setting that we expect the players to meet. Last year's seniors were all great, and I hold them dear to my heart. And I always invite them back, and I think we're going to see some of them back to watch some of our games. And I invite them down on the sidelines after the game to say hi, and that's one of the joys of coaching for sure. Looking into next year's team, this upcoming season's team. Uh, I'm excited to coach them as well. We're going to see some new faces, but boy, do we have some talent behind those seniors that are going to get their chance to shine and get their chance to play on Friday Night Lights. So it's going to be an exciting season. Yeah.
Well, this year, Pembroke Hill moves into the league, which kind of lengthens your schedule a little bit and gets that league a little deeper. But you've also got a great schedule. You played Topeka Hayden. You got KIPP,
Yeah.
which is an upcoming program. Of course, St. Pius, which is a big dog these days. What do
Yeah.
you like about what you see in your schedule that makes you focus and say, "Hey, we can't look ahead. We've got a good team every week."
Oh, well, one thing about high school football is it's different than it used to be. We essentially play 9 exhibition games. I mean, it's for seeding for districts. Um, um, but I wanted to challenge us at the schedule. I wanted to make the schedule harder, and adding, Hayden Catholic out of Topeka is certainly good. They were a state runner-up last year, I think, in their classification. In Kansas, we also had Father Tolton, who won districts last year. That's out of Columbia, Missouri, and they even won a playoff game after districts, I think, too. So try to add a schedule. And Pembroke Hill's always a quality team. Coach Canopy over there does a great job. And adding them to our league is going to make it a more fun league. More teams is better, I think, in that case. So we made our schedule harder on purpose. We wanted to challenge ourselves. You learn more, I think, about yourself when you play a hard team. Win or loss, you learn more about yourself, and you can get better when you learn about yourself. So that was the idea there.
Well, tell me this: is there one side of the ball or one position group that's really taken a big step forward for you over the summer?
Oh yeah, well our linebackers on defense all come back. So we have a great depth there. We're going to start, three seniors at our 3 linebacker spots, and they're all strong and fast and athletic. Hayden Drake, Colin Stanfield, Luca Bell, and then there's even then we can run 4 linebackers out there, and then Joe Ragusa is going to be a very important player, and he does a great job as well. So we have a lot of good senior linebackers.
Well, as you look at this season, is there any, not to give things away, but is there anything you're doing different or that got you excied, or are you really excited about how the guys are just 5th year in your program? You're not having to do much. There's not as much learning because these guys have been there the whole time.
No, yeah, we have staples in our program that will run every year and how we do things. But it is high school football, especially in small class high school football. You have to have an offense and a defense that I think can adjust year to year based on what players you have. And this year we're going to be strong in different areas. And then maybe we were in the past. We're still in the process of figuring some of that out. But our offense and defensive schemes can adjust. They're built that way so that we can maximize what players we do have and use their talents, in the best way possible. But we're still in the process of figuring that out. We got season starting on the 12th. We spent a lot of practice this summer working on a lot of things, so we're still thinking about it and figuring it out. But we're gonna be able to make our players' talents shine the best.
Well, Coach, it should be a fantastic season. Good luck, and we appreciate you taking time with us.
Oh, thank you, Dion, and great luck to you this season too.
Dion Clisso here with Preps KC in the Preps KC studio, powered by Xfinity Internet. Fastest internet with multi-gig speeds to the most homes. All right, as we continue the Crossroads Conference Virtual Media Day, we move on to Summit Christian Academy and second-year coach Justin Geiger. And coach, a tough season last year. A lot of young players getting a lot of experience. The flip side of that is a lot of the same faces you're going to have this year, and they bring back a full season's worth of experience at the starting level as you head into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a tough year last year. If there's a silver lining of any sort, it's that those kids experienced quite a bit of playing time. They've taken their lumps over the course of the season, but I think that's only enhanced their hunger and desire to be better this year. So,
How's the summer been? You had good participation and the guys getting better?
we had an outstanding summer. We put some finishing touches on our weight room. Attendance has been spectacular. Had a really, really good off season, and they attacked it with intention this summer.
Well, as you go into the season, you get a new member of the conference in Pembroke Hill. Kind of lengthens that conference season, but you guys have got some other good non-con games in there, like St. Joe Lafayette. Father Tolton's not bad. Clinton. What do you like about your schedule this year?
To be honest, I'm kind of old school in this regard. I'm focused on week one.
Week one.
I'm really just kind of zoned in on that. But obviously, you take a look at our schedule, and I'm excited about having more home games this year. We experienced some issues with our field last year that prevented us from having all of our games that were scheduled to be home games, actual home games, and so. But for us, really, it's about zeroing in on week one and what we have to accomplish there.
As you go through the summer, is there one side of the ball that's taking a big step forward, or a position group?
It's been kind of a collective effort from everybody. I've always felt really strongly about our offensive line. We're returning most, if not all, of our starters on that end, and they're going to fuel our success, both sides of the ball, the offensive line and defensive line.
As you get ready, and we're recording this just before the start of fall practice, even though the summers are quite full, what kind of things are you focusing on here these last 3 weeks before you head into the game?
Just getting things fine tuned. We're going to have our blue and white scrimmage here in about a week or two, and just kind of putting the final pieces together, seeing who's going to be a major contributor for us.
Dion Clisso with Preps KC here in the Preps KC studio, powered by Xfinity Internet, the fastest internet with multi-gig speeds to the most homes. We continue on here in our Crossroads Conference Virtual Media Day. We're joined by University Academy coach Andrew Blakemore. And coach, good year for you last year, but you were young and you bring a good group back. How exciting is this to see this group mature in the offseason and get ready to hit the ground running here when you start practice?
Absolutely. I mean, we're really in year 3 of the co-op, and so we're finally starting to see some of the work of our culture and just kind of recreating this organization the way we've envisioned it. And so things are definitely moving in the direction that we've been trying to get to. So we're excited.
As you look at this offseason, is there any one side of the ball or one group that's really taken a big step forward for you?
Yeah, I'm loving what Coach Daniels is doing with our defense. He continues to grow as a coordinator and as a leader of our program. And our defense is really just flying around a lot better than we've seen in the past. And so we've been to a few camps, and every time we've been able to lean on our defense as the people who kind of get us going. So defensively, I'm very excited about what we're doing.
Well, changing the conference this year, Pembroke Hill moves in, which is, I think it's a perfect fit for everybody. I think it's a great move for them, great move and for you guys to strengthen that conference. That really is more teams that look like you, and you guys are playing those. How exciting is it that? And plus the rest of your schedule, like St. Joe Benton and Cameron and teams like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're super thrilled about Pembroke joining. Always enjoy hosting them or going to play at their stadium. Coach Kanopic does a great job. And I've been knowing him for a while, back when I was an assistant with UA and now as the head. And so you're right. It's a great fit. We play them every year. And so it's nice. It's nice and it's going to make getting selected to all conference a lot more meaningful for our guys. Just adding another great team to have great representation. So just super thrilled about that. And our schedule, we love it. We love the competition. We're excited to be challenged and feel like going into the playoffs, we'll have been tested. So that's definitely a schedule that we're excited about.
As you get ready to start fall practice, here we are in dead week. Is there one thing that you're really focused on that you know that you got to be ready to roll on August 12th when you go to Lincoln?
Yeah, we want to be as disciplined and cleaned up as we can be. Week one, there's always going to be things that you wish you could have done, wish you could have tightened up a little bit more. And so we're trying to focus on the details going into fall practice. One of my mantras is be meticulous. Every little detail matters. And so we're just trying to hone in on that. We've got some great leadership from our upperclassmen who are starting to echo the same things our coaching staff's saying. And the cliche kind of rowing in the same direction with some of our leaders on the team. And so we feel really good about where we're at and just excited to get back after it after dead week here.
Well, Coach, it should be a fantastic season. Good luck, and we appreciate you taking time with us.
Thanks a lot, Deanne. Appreciate everything you do.
Dion Closo with Preps KC here in the Preps KC studio, powered by Xfinity Internet, the fastest internet with multi-gig speeds to the most homes. And we are rolling along here and finishing out our virtual media day in the Crossroads Conference with Van Horn coach Rashad Bird. And Coach, another strong season for you, but I know there's some adversity there at the end of the year, some injuries and things like that. Sounds like you're bringing a pretty good group back. What do you like about this year's team?
One of the things that I like, first and foremost, when you look at offense, we got a lot of team speed on offense, and probably the most speed that we've had since I've been here as a head coach and as an offensive coordinator. Just overall team speed, and then just the kids on offense. Those guys want to do the dirty work, and when I say the dirty work, is blocks where you got receivers who want to block, and you have running backs who doesn't care who gets the ball. I think they, probably block a little bit tougher than they run at times, and so for me, it makes me happy to watch those guys want to do the dirty work because, I always tell them, we watch what you do when you're not in the spotlight. And so things like that always, excite me. We had a play in the scrimmage where a receiver broke a long run and, the other receiver came back and asked, "Hey, coach, did you like that block?" And so to buy into things like that, it gets me excited. But overall team speed, I think we have a lot coming in on offense, and in defense, just the grit. Those guys are young, those guys are active, and they want to get to the football. So, just team speed, offensive speed, and just the attitude. I think we have the right mix of kids this year.
How's your summer been? I know that what you guys have built over there at Van Horn has been a very nice progression of, kids being involved. And that's a tough thing sometimes to get those kids out for the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not the greatest of area, but, those kids, they look forward to coming to practice. They look forward to being around the coaches. They look forward to being around their teammates. They don't like the dead week. They're always trying to do something. They always want to be up at the school working. And so it's just building that family cohesion. The summer been great. Those guys, like I said, they've been working hard. They bought into what we're trying to accomplish this year. One of the things that I tell them is, we just don't want to be good. We want to be great. So every time we step into the locker room, the weight room, the football field, if you're not trying to be great, don't be here. And those guys show up every day and they give us everything.
Well, your schedule this year is kind of unique. It kind of builds as it goes through with all your conference games at the end, and you throw in Pembroke Hill into the mix this year. You've got Truman and Chrisman, your fellow independent school district games, and of course some games against Southeast and East to start off with. Do you feel like that schedule? I know you don't get to pick your schedule a lot of times, but this one looks really nice. I mean, you got some games that early on, then you've got the Truman, Chrisman, Lincoln Prep in the middle, and then you got your conference at the end.
Yeah, I think it works out perfectly. Again, we're talented, but we're very young, very inexperienced. So, not so much of what you would say your tougher games. And that's no disrespect to anybody, won't be at the beginning, but it's allow those guys to grab that experience, that game time experience. And then, like you said, it continues to build, and it kind of works out the way we want to. Finally, able to get both of our sister schools on our schedule with Chrisman and Truman. I think that's something we should do every year. We're closely in class, so I think we all should play each other. And then the finale of the nail biter of conference champs at the end. So for us, everything that we work for, goals or conference title, district title, sectionals, so on and so forth. And so we're just trying to build to it, and we got the right mix of guys, I think, that can get the job done.
Well, Coach, it should be a fantastic year. Good luck, and we appreciate you taking time with us.
Hey, thank you for coming out to us.